Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here on a beautiful mid-August afternoon in DC. It's we don't usually get weather this nice here at this time of year, so it cooperated with us, and we're very happy. We're very happy you're all with us in person as well as our virtual guests. I am very honored to be on this stage with these three folks here. So on behalf of the Internet Law and Policy Foundry, I would like to welcome you all to our live podcast event, The Internet Past, Present, and Future, a conversation with Internet pioneers, Drs. Vint Cerf and Steve Crocker. My name is Joe Catapano, and I am part of the fourth class of Foundry Fellows. In my day job, I manage stakeholder engagement for the North America region for the Internet Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers, or ICANN. As it so happens, these two gentlemen to my left are both past chairs of that organization. The Foundry is a collaborative organization for Internet law and policy professionals who are passionate about disruptive innovation. The Foundry offers members a platform for professional development, constructive debate, and network building within a cohort of skilled attorneys and policy analysts eager to help shape the development of Internet law and policy. So our two distinguished guests here today in many ways do not need an introduction, but I will attempt to do a brief one. So Vint Cerf is Vice President and Chief Internet Evangelist for Google. He contributes to global policy development and the continued spread of the Internet, and he is the co-designer of the TCP/IP protocols and the architecture of the Internet. Steve Crocker is president and CEO of Edgemore Research Institute, a nonprofit developing policy tools and concepts for collection and access to registration data. In the early days of network development, he organized the Network Working Group, which was the forerunner of the modern Internet Engineering Task Force, and initiated the Request for Comments series, or RFC, of notes through which protocol designs are documented and shared. My co-host today is Rima Musa, also part of the fourth class of Foundry Fellows, and I will turn it over to her to introduce herself and go over some of our guidelines for the event.
Thanks, Joe, and thanks everyone for being here today. My name is Rima Musa. I am currently a law student at the University of Southern California, Gould School of Law, down in Los Angeles. So I'm really happy to be here in DC with you all today. I'm also a fellow, as Joe mentioned, with the Internet Law and Policy Foundry, where I am the producer of the Tech Policy Grind podcast and also the West Coast Regional Chair. So to get through some housekeeping, today is a live event, but it is also being recorded as a podcast. So the podcast will go up in a few hours and will be available wherever you get your podcast feed. But keeping that in mind, we ask that you don't engage in any chatter during the conversation. And just for your information, we won't be taking any audience questions. We took them ahead of time through a form that was sent out to all registered attendees. So if you submit a question through there, we will definitely try to get to it. So we'll start with some sort of moderated questions that Joe and I came up with, and then we'll get into the submitted audience Q&A. All righty, and I'll pass it back off to Joe to get started.